Well, welcome back, friends, to Build a Lot of Acres. Today I have my eldest son, Brett.
And today we're going to be discussing the man that inspired us to discuss our passion, garden tractors. And that's Norman from ISaveTractors. Stay tuned.
So to tell this fantastical tale, we have to go back to what year?
I'd say probably 2009, 2010.
Which was when Brett started being really interested in garden tractors. I don't know where he gets it from, but from an early age...
You don't know where I get it from.
I do. From an early age, young Brett was fascinated with these rugged beasts of the past. They're all steel construction, they're big tires, they're beefy features. He just couldn't get enough of these garden tractors. And it was actually at the tender age of what that you got your very first tractor?
7.
And that would be the
This
Case
year.
220 that you see behind us. I actually bought this from a gentleman in Connecticut, sold it to my brother, who sold it to Brett, who has it to this day.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot of things with these tractors over the years. We've done a lot of work to the 220, and we showcase it in several of our videos. And going to YouTube, the first garden tractor channel that we really watched regularly was
ISaveTractors.
So Norman, who runs ISaveTractors, also runs parts business up in southern Maine where he lives. He's about 2.5 hours north of here. And he sells parts for old Kohler K-Series engines and different things that you can order to keep your old vintage garden tractors running in tip-top shape. And he has a YouTube channel called ISaveTractors. And me and Brett really enjoy the channel. He posts much less frequently now, I would say, than he used to. I'm assuming because he has kids. You know, he has a big piece of property up there that he maintains, his business. He's probably just short on time like everyone here in 2025. But his channel is really good, and we watched it pretty much weekly. Every time Brett would come here, we would watch several of Norman's videos.
Oh yeah, that was like a ritual for us.
One of the things I really liked about Norman's channel was he wasn't just talking about one brand. He showcased a wide variety of different garden tractor brands, different models, and he worked on them, showed how to fix them. He did projects with them. He made custom attachments. He just had a really great channel, and it was one of the main inspirations for us to talk about garden tractors here on Build a Lot of Acres.
I had my stroke in December of 2019, and so before my stroke, us watching Norman, it was a ritual, but it was, just a, couple of videos a week kind of thing, nothing crazy. But once I had my stroke, I started watching every video he had. Like, I think I watched every video in his catalog probably twice, maybe even 3 times. That I was just so into his videos. And, once I had gotten out of the hospital, I had gotten better, I had said to my father, we need to, do something similar. I want us to do something with garden tractors. And so around the same time, my little sister had said, I want us to make a YouTube channel. And so I'm like, well, that's a perfect idea.
Yeah, so like Brett said, he was in the hospital. He had a stroke when he was 14 back in December of 2019, and it was a really tough time. And one of the things that got us through was watching Norman's videos together in the hospital. We actually had nurses coming in the room, and they would comment and say, what are you guys watching? We would say, ISaveTractors, and they would watch a minute or two of the video and be like, wow, this is really cool. And kind of got us to thinking, this would be a cool thing for us to do as a father-son.
Yeah.
And like you said, Clara, Brett's younger sister, also wanted to do a channel more towards other stuff like chickens and homesteading and things like that and building projects. So kind of combined them all into one and made Build a Lot of Acres.
So now we're sure a lot of you have either heard of ISaveTractors, maybe even watched his videos.
Or bought parts from him.
Of course. And so if you wouldn't mind, let us know down in the comments what you think of him. What do you think of his videos? Do you think there's something he could change, that we could change, that we could learn from him, that he could learn from us? Let this be a learning experience for the both of us. So please let us know in the comments below.
So another cool fact about Norman, I don't know if you even know this. Did you know that Norman is actually a magician? Or at least he was. A pretty well-known magician.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty talented from what I've seen. He did acts all over the place. I don't know if he still does it, but he was a well-known magician back about 10 years ago.
I was totally aware of this.
Yeah. So we do want to say, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you, Norman. You got us through a tough time. We really enjoyed your content. And I don't know what the future of your channel is going to be, but we really hope that you continue making videos and inspire others like us to make our own YouTube channels and enjoy these classic vintage beasts of the past. Great channel, so please consider checking them out. And with that said, what are some of your favorite videos or tractors of Norman's?
I really like both his Ford LGT 145 with a bucket on the front. I think that's a very cool tractor. And of course, seeing as we love casing saws as much as we do, you have to mention his 4118. It's just...
Yeah, he really seems to have a soft spot for that 4000 series. You're not fooling anyone, Norm. They're going to be coming to be your favorite tractor before long. I know you love the Fords, but something special about those high wheel casing saws. I would say my favorite video would probably be his dump trailer. He made a homemade dump trailer. I believe he pulls it behind the 4118 Ingersoll he has, and he did a real nice job. Now, he's a talented guy. He can fabricate stuff. He can do mechanical. He's a magician. He's pretty talented in a lot of different things, and just an interesting guy all around.
And I'd say my favorite is actually the one of him talking about, 5 ways to, restore your car engine, or how to keep it running, that it's the more how-to informational videos that you only see from a lot of other channels. That a lot of other channels are just, discussing the tractors, but he also discusses the, how to fix them, how to repair them, how to keep them running, side of it, which is nice. It's important. A lot of people need that information.
And also, Norman, if you're watching, we'd love to do a collaboration some point in the future. You love Garden Tractors, we love Garden Tractors. We're both in New England, only about 2.5 hours apart, so let's make something happen. We think it would be an awesome collaboration for the viewers to watch, and they could see 3 guys that just love Garden Tractors. So without further ado, the rest of the video is dedicated to you, Norman.